Hello and welcome to episode 33 of Full Movie Podcast, a show where we talk about those long-forgotten classics that deserve a rewatch. I'm Freya.
I'm Matt.
How's it going, Matt?
It's going good. I've been watching some films.
That's good. What films have you been watching?
I suppose I should talk about them, shouldn't I?
I guess.
Yeah. I watched Zack Snyder's 300, which is a visual treat. Mm-hmm. Not a great story, but a visual treat. And then I watched the sequel, 301. I don't know what it's called. Spirit of Vengeance. I don't know.
Okay.
The Spirited Away. I can't remember what it's called. Death of the Trooper. I don't know.
Really memorable though.
I can't remember what it's called, but all I know is that it's all right.
Okay.
Also, I watched The Wedding Singer because
Ah.
I was in a mood for Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore.
Well.
That's their only good film together.
Yeah. Fair enough.
So, also, none of their other films have a Billy Idol cameo, so,
Yeah, that's true.
And Presidents United States of America on the soundtrack, so,
All good stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Add them all together, you get...
Passable.
It's a good film. It's fine. It's not my normal film that I would watch, but... Anyway, what have you been watching?
Actually, I watched The Hangover.
You watched a film?
I watched a film, yeah.
All right, now tell everybody else what else you've been watching.
Desperate Housewives.
Oh, right, okay. How did you feel about The Hangover?
It was alright. It was entertaining enough. I fell asleep. Yeah. 3 stars. Maybe, if I'm being kind.
You know what? I don't know how you've never been a film reviewer before, Are you not related to Barry Norman?
No. I'm not that I know of.
Right. And what did we start watching before we started recording?
We started watching
Shakma!
Yes, Shakma.
Shakma, yes. Which is essentially a baboon versus Malcolm McDowell.
Yes.
No, not Malcolm McDowell.
Roddy McDowell.
Roddy McDowell,
Yeah.
yes. So it's on Amazon.
Yeah,
and it's
just watch the trailer.
Yeah.
Just watch the trailer.
Don't need to watch film, just watch trailer.
Yeah, that's
and
all you need.
And then at the end of the day, you just go, Shakma! Like that, and then all your days are happy.
So, speaking of films, what are we talking about today?
A film. Right, yes. So today we are going to be reviewing the musical comedy horror, I guess, released in 1986, Little Shop of Horrors. Little Shop of Horrors, Little Shop. Yeah.
Seymour Krelborn finds himself biting off more than he can chew after the unusual plant he discovers turns out to have a taste for human blood. Ooh.
Directed by Frank Oz, who also directed Stepford Wives, the remake, with Matthew Broderick and Nicole Kidman, was it? Yeah. Bowfinger, Eddie Murphy and Steve Martin.
Yeah.
Good film, actually.
Yeah, good film.
Really fun film. In and Out, which is the film with Kevin Kline. We love Kevin Kline.
We do love Kevin Kline.
In and Out is actually a really good film. House Sitter stars Steve Martin and Goldie Hawn. What About Bob with Richard Dreyfuss and Bill Murray. Dirty Rotten Scoundrels with Michael Caine and Steve Martin. The Muppets Take Manhattan, Dark Crystal, and is the voice of Miss Piggy, Fozzie Bear, Animal, Swedish Chef, Bert of Bert and Ernie fame, Cookie Monster, Grosvenor, and Yoda.
Fantastic.
It was written by Howard Ashman. Now, technically it wasn't, because if you look up the details, it wasn't actually written by anybody.
Okay.
Really strange. I could not find who actually wrote this film.
Did it just appear on Earth after a total eclipse of the sun?
I don't know. It's just weird.
Okay.
I like that though. That's a good reference.
Thanks.
That's good.
Thanks very much.
But yes, Howard Ashman. He did the music and lyrics for films such as The Lion King, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid, and The Simpsons. It is based on the 1960 film by Roger Corman of the same name. Little shop of horrors, little shop. Yeah. Have you stopped?
I've stopped. Yeah.
Oh, right, okay. Right, go on then. Let's get into this.
I think this is probably my favourite musical.
Shut up.
All right.
Come on. You've got Grease, you've got Rock Horror Picture Show, you've got Sound of Music, you've got other musicals.
Yes.
That I can't think off the top of my head. Grease 2.
And and this I like better.
I want a cool rider. That's from Grease 2.
Never. No.
Who's that guy?
I really don't know what you're doing right now.
Really?
No.
You've not seen Grease 2?
Nope.
You ain't seen Grease 2?
No.
Right, okay. I know what we're doing at some point this week.
Yes, okay, you can name as many films and musicals as you like.
Okay, I'll start with AI.
No.
Ants. Ant-Man.
No.
No, right, okay.
But this is probably my favourite musical.
Okay, why?
I don't really know. I just really... I mean, obviously, so this has a stage production, which came after the original 1960 film.
1960, yeah.
Which I've also seen. I've seen the 1960 film. I bought it in Poundland many years ago on DVD.
I haven't seen the original at all.
Well, it's not a musical. It's got a lot more kind of characters and whatnot. It was many years ago that I saw it, but I seem to remember enjoying it. But the main reason I bought it was because it was like advertised on the cover that, you know, Jack Nicholson was in it.
Mm.
As it turns out, Jack Nicholson has a very small role in it.
Right.
But, you know, still a good movie. I enjoyed it. Now, I've never seen the stage production.
No, that ran from 1982, I think it was, through to, I think it ran for like 17 years. And it still gets done every so often.
Yeah, sure.
Not that I know.
I don't think it's been done, I mean, not in this country on a kind of large scale, but it probably has kind of local productions. But I would imagine that it's quite a ball ache to put on because of the, you know, the kind of puppetry involved with the Audrey too.
Yeah, and it must be challenging.
It must be. I mean, I'm talking as if I know
Yeah,
about theatre production, but I don't.
Do you not?
I do not. I mean, I've been in productions, but I didn't have anything to do with the scenery.
Who did you play in what?
So my first foray into theatre was as Jack in Jack and the Beanstalk.
Wow.
When I was in primary school. I got called a tranny. It was very damaging.
In primary school?
Yes.
Damn.
I mean, it's Reading.
Kids are rough in Reading.
Yeah, yeah. And then a few other things like Chicago, not in a main role, and Taste of Honey. How about you? Been any trod the boards at all?
I have once.
Oh yeah.
No, twice. Once I played this in middle school. I played Romeo and Juliet.
Oh, I see.
It's because I had floppy hair.
Oh right.
So, and then also we did an American 50s reprisal sort of thing where I was Roy Orbison.
Okay.
Only because I could play guitar.
Fantastic.
That's
there you
it.
go. A brief history of our theatre careers for you there. But yeah, I love everything about this film. I love, the kind of sort of, I guess, 50s style setting.
Just real quick,
Yes.
just going back to our theatre work.
Yeah.
Does that mean that we both appeared off Broadway?
Yeah, I guess.
So you and me have appeared off Broadway. Anyway, so you were saying 50s. Actually, it's not really. They don't say what it.
No, but it's kind of
60s actually.
Okay, but it's the kind of costume. Maybe early 60s. I would say.
Yes, exactly.
I love the songs. I have the songs on my Spotify.
When you're drunk, you play them.
When I'm drunk, I play them. When I'm not drunk, I play them. When I'm on the tube, I play them.
When you're in a meeting, you play them.
Yep.
When you're at a funeral, you play them.
I'm playing them right now. I love the main character, Seymour. I think that, in my mind, Rick Moranis is perfect as Seymour.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
I really love Audrey as well. She's just so ridiculously, feminine and delicate, and it's such a caricature of that kind of damsel. And I just love how she's portrayed with this very, very slight. Even her when she's supposedly got a broken arm, the sling is like a sort of lace kind of accessory rather than an actual kind of medical thing. I love her sort of big voluminous hairstyle. I just and then I love Audrey too as a bad guy. I just think he's so brilliant and just so sassy, and yeah, I could just go on pouring out about what I love about this particular musical. But
It's a shame we're not on a film review podcast.
Yeah, no, but you don't want to just hear me gush and gush.
I do, and I'm sure a lot of other people do, because I am not going to be gushing.
No, well, you're not. I mean, you're not really a fan of musicals per se, are you?
Not massively, no.
But I mean, before I kind of go on about how much I do love this film, what did you think? Because I know that you kind of, admittedly, hadn't really actively watched this in the past.
No, I mean, I was speaking to Dan at 50p Movie Club, a real life ghost story fame geezer, where he was like, "No, I haven't really seen it for years," and I've never actively wanted to see it, just
right.
because I just seem to remember that I like it up to the bit where the dentist sings, and then I just switch off.
Right.
Not physically switch off the TV. I'm just like, yeah, whatever, you know. I admit I kind of half felt like that today when we watched it,
sure.
But I did pay attention. I did enjoy it. Mm-hmm. I thought it was fun. I liked the songs in it, more so now than I did when I was younger.
Mm-hmm. You were singing along to some of it.
Yeah, some
Suddenly
of it.
Seymour.
Yeah, that's like that and the dentist song are the only two I know. And little shop. That's like pretty much all I know. I enjoyed it, but also again, I wouldn't say it was the best musical I've ever seen.
Doesn't make you all tingly like it does me.
No, I mean Rock Horror and the Blues Brothers, Grease 2.
But then
you think I'm kidding? I actually do quite like Grease 2. It's not
I
bad.
know you do. I know. I'm just
Michelle
thinking...
Pfeiffer, she's kind of hot in that.
Fair enough. She's kind of hot in everything, though.
Yeah, that's true.
But I would put Little Shop of Horrors in the same category as Rocky Horror and the Blues Brothers for me.
I could see why.
You know, because
it's definitely see. In fact, it's kind of a mixture of those two films. Funnily enough, add a monster.
Yeah, but I like that. You know, all of those, as we mentioned, have a kind of a very different kind of plot, different story. They're kind of, you know, almost anti-hero stories.
Okay.
Would you agree? Because, you know, so the Blues Brothers are not really heroes. They're bad guys,
true.
Properly. Rocky Horror, everyone's a bit of a rogue. Even Brad and Janet, kind of, you know.
But so you see all those people you've just named, Blues Brothers, Rock Horror Picture Show people, they're quite prominent in the films. Whereas Audrey 2 wasn't really.
How do you mean?
Well, it wasn't. There was a lot of more of like Audrey 1, I guess, and Seymour than there was of Audrey 2.
But it's got that kind of B movie plot of a kind of B movie monster show.
Yeah, true.
And you know, in that sense, Audrey 2 wouldn't be featured in it very much because they are the antagonist, and it's a plant. You know,
which, by the way, I will say this: Audrey 2 does look fantastic.
Yeah,
the effects on that.
Let's talk about Audrey 2.
Okay,
Tui, if you may. It is a fantastic puppet.
Really is,
and one of the most impressive things are the vines, because they're very, very kind of dexterous.
Sure.
You know, there's one scene where Tui makes a phone call with his vines.
Yeah.
You know, it's very, very clever. And you know, having about 3 or 4 different incarnations of Tui, because you know, he grows.
Yeah.
It must have taken so much work, and that's why presumably having someone like Frank Oz involved. Well, I'm glad
you bring up Frank Oz, because I will say this. One of the first things that I noticed about this film is that if you had put Muppets in this film, it would have held my attention more. It plays very much like a Muppet
you need
film.
bright colours and, you know.
Well, no, not just like that. No, but it's in all seriousness, apart from the main characters, it's like Muppets Christmas Carol or Muppets Treasure Island. You have like a few of the main characters who are human.
Yeah.
You could have done that with Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah.
And I think that would have worked just as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Even the bit where they're down on Skid Row and you see